hello. Join. I think this is a much needed live. Anyway, I wanted to meditate and I was pushed to do this. So there we are. I'm doing it. You know, this is just one of those things. I think it's very much needed though. There's a lot of clarity needed. There's so much, well, obviously, what the Buddhists call ignorance. They've always said that, you know, the suffering is pure ignorance. That's all it is. It's just ignorance. Sorry, I'm moving my cushion. And there we are, a little bit more comfortable. Squeaky floorboard. So there we are. All right. This is a very charged subject for those that are waking up, that are still in fear and have that control or fear, haven't cleared that yet. Feel very passionate about this. You can see by people's comments, they get angry, they get, you know, very, because, and you can understand because you were there. So you understand where they're coming from because you've worked through all those levels and layers, you know, and all the dark realms and all that stuff. So you've been through it. But unfortunately, when you wake up, because you're resonating down here, and some of it's karma. So yes, some of this is karmic, you know. So let's try and help. So because, you know, you're seeing people suffer and they don't realize they're causing their own suffering. And this is very sad. So this is you're causing your own suffering, really. All right. And so this is why you want to help, you know, as a light worker, so-called light worker, what you've been doing forever. And this is what you've been pushed out there to do. And when this one woke up, let me tell you, it had a lot. We were all working through karmic tendencies and patterns. Hi. So it had a lot and was in the shadow. And it went down those rabbit holes and all of that stuff. I mean, because it was so much here. There was so much fear and trauma and stuff held in this vessel. So it resonated with everything that was fearful, that was no trust, that was doubt, that was closed off. A huge amount of darkness here, which sends you into all the dark realms, all the dark. So you see, you understand where it comes from? You're not in the light yet. And most of us, you know, if you were, you would be following the highest teachings and you wouldn't worry. But if you are to listen to them now and you're in that state, it goes over your head, like the gurus say. Only suffering is ignorance. It's just ignorance. If you knew who you were, everything would be over, and that's as simple as that. So it's for us to clear our shadow, and this is why I'm here to help, because you watch these people, and I've watched them. I've watched many people that follow me, because, you know, this one was pushed out there, and I think 219, first in its shadow. You can go watch all my videos. I went through the demonic realms, all of those things. I faced all of that stuff, and the negative ETs. I did everything because I followed all that stuff. I followed other people. I took on other people's stories and beliefs, you see. It didn't come from within when this stuff started surfacing, you see. So you resonated with it. Very, very, yeah. It's just, yeah, fear. It's ignorance, what the Buddha, what the stuff started surfacing, you see. So you resonated with it. Very, very, yeah. It's just, yeah, fear. It's ignorance, what the Buddha, what the realize it, and they can't resonate with the truth because they are in already, you know, they've got to clear those shadows. Anyway, here we are. So be guided to try and make it as simple as possible so people can understand, because they're seeing what's outside. You can see the chaos, and they're throwing stones, and the government, and they're angry, and da-da-da, and they're doing this, and the elites, and blah, blah, blah. I know all these stories. I used to follow all that when I first woke up, right? Because you don't understand, and you've got to work through your shadows, work through your fears, because no one understands this reality. You are the divine. You are the divine. You are a formless being. That's you, not this. That has manifested this form. Okay, because that formless God sort of spark that you are, whatever you're thinking and your karma, whatever, you know, fears, karmas and stuff and things you had projected, because that's what the mind does, thinks and beliefs. So this is why you've got a body. This body was projected, right? In your past life, who knows, whatever you were doing, thinking, feeling, karma, whatever karma and projections you projected into the future, boof, another form manifested. And you are here, because this is a great awakening, to work out your karma and your shadows, to transmute it. But you are not this. This is an empty form, as the gurus say. There is nothing and no one inside it. That's why it's called the Maya, or the illusion. There's only one that exists, that is the God source. That's a real, ultimate truth. There is that. But let's start with the basics, because you see a lot of people get triggered when you talk about conspiracy facts. Sure. You know, and the same, there's many timelines also going to split off here, right? There are many timelines, and we're not all separated yet. So this is a problem. So a lot are still resonating because it's their karma also, and unfinished business. They came in with that. You know, it's karmic and stuff they've carried for many, many lifetimes and other things. So they're going to play out and move off on other timelines or whatever, if they don't, do their work. This is just one of those things. This is because there is no ultimate fixed reality here. It's an illusion. So this is why you can have many timelines, many versions of Earth, many forms of truth. There is no one truth. That's it. You are creating it. Absolutely. By what you think, feel, and stuff is being projected and manifest. That's all that's happening. So what is happening right now? Let's try and explain it. Yes, because we are coming out of great shadow. Everybody is in their shadow. We come from density and illusion and belief and darkness. Take note of the purging going on. So what you are seeing is the same thing. It hasn't been cleared in everyone. If everyone had done their shadow work and done their clearing and worked and be doing their inner work instead of focusing on the illusion, well, you would be already there. Bingo. But because we are still in shadow, fear, projection, it's in everybody, between people and presidents. So all the rubbish is held here and it's being projected. Your governments represent your collective consciousness. It's as simple as that. What you're getting angry at is what you have manifest. It's already old news. It's manifest. So you are seeing, oh my gosh, what you don't like. And the more you focus on it and throw stones at the mirror, it is not going to change because it's only reflecting here. You believed all these things because you, and the more people you'll see in the lower, denser things are really down the deepest, darkest, nastiest rabbit holes. You know what I mean? The darkness. They're in the darkness because you've got to face it. This is what you manifest and created. So you're down those rabbit holes. I mean, some people are really getting into some really dark and nasty things, and they just absorbed by the stuff because it's something here. They're not seeing it. It isn't cleared as well. So this is what you resonate with when you wake up, right? If you've got a lot of shadow, a lot of fear, a lot of darkness, hello, welcome to Earth. Look at your history. Right. Now you're getting upset because you're seeing it hasn't changed out there. Ooh, we've got to get rid of them. And you think this illusion, this puppet, which is you, it's not you, that's the God source. So whatever the God source, it's the consciousness, is thinking, this one, it's going to happen. So if you're saying that is your truth, that's your reality, and they are this, it is exactly what you're getting. You see, you're trying to use force to stop force. Same thing. People are asking for like domination to get rid of like control and domination. They're dominating us, they want to control. But you are trying to, using the same thing. That's why it's reflected back to you. Control, domination, fear. What is being done to you? If you just ignored those, they would move out of reality completely. So instead of, if people didn't realize, what's manifest, yes, shadow, oh yeah, all right, okay. Then it means the shadow, that what we don't like, all these trends and corruption, everything and all those things are held within all of us. That's why it's out there. If you are drawn to it and you are focusing on it and it's bothering you, it is within you. So they can't understand, and the more they are getting angry and frightened and protesting and carrying on thinking that's going to change that. No, it won't change that. You see, same with those beings. It doesn't matter who they are. Leave them. Let them go off, and they've got to work through their own shadow and karma. You won't even resonate with it. You won't even listen to it. If you did your own work, you raise in light, it moves out of your awareness completely. You see, you won't even be interested, and you won't even come across anything that's negative, actually. Same with people when they wake up in the astrals. The reason why they're chasing all these things because they haven't learned the lesson. And they keep fighting all these things and looking for these things out there. There's no out there, you see. Everything you believe, think, and feel, because you are the God source. You are not this body. There's no separate one in here. is literally manifesting everything. The people, the world, everything is around you. It's reflecting to you. It's working as a mirror. So when people say, oh, conspiracy fact, of course it's going to be, because when you choose it as the truth, your truth, you are resonating with it, you are following it, let me tell you, what happens? The divine sends you proof, because you're saying, hey, this is what I believe. That we've got this government that's controlling us, and exactly source will say, okay, no problem, and that's what you're going to get. And then they say, look, you see, I told you. They get angry at their own reflection. Sorry. But I mean, this is what's going on. People are getting very angry at their governments and not saying, well, hello, you're the one who's saying this is truth, this is what's happening, this is what they're doing, blah, 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 blah. And then when it's, because it manifests instantly, you are now getting angry and trying to force it and get rid of it and change it. Because you don't realize the change does not happen on the outside. It's got to come from within, you see. And source will verify. Anyone, when you start waking up, you'll see, verifies. You get confirmation of whatever you think, believe, and feel. If you believe negative things can do things to you, oh yes, they will. If you believe someone can do something to your power, oh yes, it will. Because source will only verify and back up. So if that you say that's my truth, you're going to get it. But what you don't realize is you're getting what you don't want. Because the fear and the thing is withdrawing it to you. And the more you fear it, and like any guru will tell you, what you focus on only gets bigger. Because you are the divine itself. You are formless consciousness. Not in watching the show. This is the problem. This is why you don't realize you are not in it. There's no Joe and Anne and this and Mary. No, no, no. You are the God source. This is a little play going on out here. So this is why it's like that. So if you can believe whatever you want. You will get that truth. And then you don't like it. You see, this is what you don't understand. The more you spend your time fighting and throwing stones and trying to force it, control it, get rid of it on the physical, it doesn't work. The more you're saying, yes, this is it, I don't want this, it will not move. What you resist persists. And this is why always the gurus are saying, suffering, it only comes from ignorance. Literally it does. Because when you do your work, and it's a lot of work, you work through your karma and the world, and all this is a story. That actually falls away completely when you reach Christ consciousness, Buddha mind, enlightenment, however you want to say, non-duality, which I'm trying to tell people. If you spend more time following that, you're training your energy, your frequency and vibration to the ultimate truth, and you start resonating with it. It's going to trigger you, yes, but you're going to get there a lot faster. All these people are doing now that are following the shadow and conspiracy facts, it's going to trigger you, yes, but you're going to get there a lot faster. All these people are doing now that are following the shadow and conspiracy facts, tyranny if you want it, yes, you can. You can absolutely keep it. You will have a tyranny government. You'll have this, you'll have that, because that's what you are claiming is true to you. You have no idea the power that you actually have. And you cannot change it by getting angry, by forcing, by resisting anything in your reality. Because it's only here. Your fears, your beliefs, everything. Even in the astral. Because everything is a projection of conscience. Doesn't matter what realm you're talking about, what dimension. Everything that you believe, you're literally creating it instantly. You don't realize that. When you start seeing it, you're holy shit. And everything. You are in this bubble. Everything. Your whole thoughts. Everything that you believe and see is in there. So this is why people say, oh, but it's conspiracy fact. Of course it is. It's manifesting because that's how powerful you are. That you're manifesting your own suffering. You're manifesting your own shit. Simple as that. And you learn this on the awakening path. Even when you have to go through the demonic realms and the negative ET realms. Oh, you learn that. And if it's your thing finished, eventually they'll tell you, and they'll show you the truth. And you're like, oh, that's a bit, yeah, okay. Ooh, yeah, oh, okay. But if you haven't seen it, you keep fighting it, you see. Because what you are fighting is your own darkness. If you understand this realm, the earth, everything is like your dream. Literally, it is a dream. It's not real. So everything is being, by your thoughts, you are creating it. It's all just here. So people are the ones that are resisting the most and making the most noise and fighting this and that and these people and the elites and whatever else are themselves the ones who are on that timeline, who are in that timeline, who are going to stay there and suffer or go off on that version of earth, not realizing it until they leave their body. Oh, holy shit. Okay, wrong, next. Okay, then they'll have to come back again and work on their shadow. Because you cannot escape your own awareness. You have to transmute all your fears, and that's all they are. Everything you face, even in those other realms, are your fears. Whatever you claim and define as truth, you believe, your definitions are exactly what you get. So you have to watch your thoughts. And this is why people think, oh, there's love. No, this is true what the gurus say. They don't think anything negative. Because first of all, if you realize, like the people non-dual, there's nothing to fear. You are the God source. Everything is working out for you. The only thing now that you are sitting with, all these fears and conspiracies, are your distortions in your consciousness, are your fears of lack of trust, of delusions, of all the past, which this and that, whatever, all the nonsense, whatever you experience on this earth plane, that you've suffered, you were persecuted, you were this. Sure, the corruption, yes, we've lived through this. Tyranny, control, blah. That's still here. So you can shout and cry and moan. You're not going to shift into the new earth that way at all. You're going to stay with the old version until you change it, because there's only you that can change the reality. The movie out there will not change. So this is what they're not understanding. What they're going to say, is ignorance is suffering. All ignorance comes, suffering comes from ignorance. It's true. If you understood, you are the divine. In form, creating this dream. And this little puppet says, yeah. And you go, okay, no problem. That's how powerful. You've got a genie in your pocket. So you are able to create, and this is where we are going. I mean, the highest it is going. The highest love and light this planet has ever seen. The golden age. The highest consciousness has ever had on this planet. Ever. Don't think about the past. They were not in a high level of consciousness at all. That's why they got wiped out. You are going there, and you can be there like that. But this, until the work is done here, because as a non-physical being, as the God source, which is not physical, everything is only thoughts. You are a thought, as they say. There's only one. There's not two. Ayurveda, one true God source, non-duality, one, because that is it. So as everything is a non-physical, the source you are has no body and form. There's no such thing in existence as that, actually. So the Maya is created by thoughts. And as that powerful energy that thinks something, that's your real consciousness that's creating this nightmare that you are complaining about. It's projecting a picture out there. There's the government you say you don't want. It's there. And same with the demonic realms. You can fight negative things until the cows come home, if you want. Maybe if you ask for a bit of divine guide, and they'll show you, and then you realize, oh, okay, there is nothing. You see, that is there, created for an experience for yourself. You want negativity or something to fight, you'll have it. Because you're that powerful. Okay, you believe in those things, I'll create one for you. You are creating your own demons too. Everything. Whatever picture and imagined you thought, because you were taught all these things and given books and stories, and these things are stuck all over churches, you can't miss them. So these horrors and nightmares and horror movies you watched, all that distortion went into the mind. Everything that you've consumed, that's why I say watch what you consume. Be strict about what you are watching, listening to. Oh, there's programming, the elites of, brain mind. Who's brainwashing themselves here? Because you're following this. If you want to keep tyranny on here, what would you tell people? You're being controlled. If they believe it, guess what? Yep, that's what you get. When it all falls away, why did the gurus sit there and smile and say nothing's to worry about? Why? Because You are creating, this is actually meant to be, as Amanda May Mars says, this is paradise. This is a Garden of Eden. You are the divine. You're creating the story to enjoy it. And it was. The Garden of Eden and paradise is here. And it can still be here right now. If you were creating that with your mind and thoughts, because you would know it's the truth and you didn't have any fear, boy, this would be fantastic. You'd be manifesting whatever you wanted. This is where we're going instantly. No worry, no fear, everything. You wouldn't want to. You wouldn't be creating any negative because you know you're doing it. Why would you create your own suffering? You see, you're only doing it because you don't know. This is why I'm making this video. You really don't know that you're causing your own suffering. Yeah, people are consuming so much rubbish. But I'm saying by the people that they don't want to. They're feeding it to them. But that's what I say. If it's not influencing you, not to worry. You see, another way is, as of doing this. Oh, you're welcome. Another way of doing this, you see, remember all those thoughts as kids. Why do you think we used to be scared of things under the bed and darkness? I mean, we inherited, we were told all these stories. We inherited, we've watched so much rubbish. We're coming out of darkness. Your people in power are full of them. A lot of people are rejecting the light. So of course it's out there, but doesn't mean you have to focus on it. The sooner you all stop focusing on it and even listening to them, the quicker it would change. Because that's who you really are. You'd say no. You see, as they say, master manifestors, learning to control energy, your reality. When you understand this is a reflection, you will not pay attention to the reflection. Because why? It's already manifest. It's not going to change. You've got to manifest, like the law of attraction. It's the same as if you're making a car. If you want to manifest a boyfriend, who cares what it is? The same thing applies. What you focus on, feel it, energy. So why do you think the light worker movement are focusing on the new earth? We've got the meditations, we've done the videos, we do the energy, everything. We are manifesting that Garden of Eden for people. And the sooner everyone starts doing it, guess what? You'll turn around and all of a sudden your tyrannical government, what tyrannical government? Oh wow, gee, they just lost and it just disappeared. Do you understand? You'd manifest them out of existence because you're not focusing on it. You are creating your own suffering. You are manifesting them. You are feeding them. You are keeping that because this is a play, God's divine play, as Amanda May Mars, the great saints and gurus love and happiness. Manifest whatever. Because once you've cleared up all the negativity and shadow, there's only light. And you'll know this is you. You are. There's no other people actually here, by the way. As I say, oneness. You are the God when it all falls away. And this is the Garden of Eden. It's here. Nature exists. This exists. Other people in the world do not exist. So basically when it falls away, why do you think the gurus and why do you think you're drawn to them? Because why? They're holding the true energy. This is why people flock to them and can't get enough of them, all these gurus and saints that have walked on earth. Because they have purified their shit and their distortions. They hold pure light now and pure love, that oneness, that's all there is. They know you are just an illusion, a projection. They have no fear. There's nothing to fear because there is nobody. They're standing in the ultimate truth and power. This is beautiful. This is divine. And they see it. Go and listen to Amanda May's documentary. Nothing going on here. There's nothing. This is the divine's dance. Your wish come true. They see that, and that's what manifests for them. Absolute love, absolute, you could just manifest everything, just whatever they wish. That is what Source is there. It's a wish fulfillment. This is Source's dream. It manifests things to fulfill its wishes, its desires. You weren't taught that, because that's why they say ignorance. You've been kept, you are ignorant of what you are. And this is why I made the video today, to watch what you think, listen to and believe, because what you feed the mind is not feeding yourself out of the Maya, the matrix, the illusion, the trap that you are so fearing. You are feeding yourself, you're staying in it. By following divine gurus and people, you learn the ultimate truth. You're training your energy back to, and you're purifying you. You're sitting in that presence. Trust me, it'll push out your nonsense. So when what you're doing is being triggered, staying in ignorance and getting angry and fighting and blaming and protesting and trying to force change exactly as they are. You see, so it's just being shown back to you. What they're doing is exactly then what you are trying to do. It's only a mirror. Yeah, exactly. That's why they say there's only the divine. Everything's wonderful. You have nothing to fear, because literally you haven't. You are not this. This doesn't even exist. This person that you think you are, this is why you say you have many lives, the form just disappears. When it's time now, so-called dies, the form disappears and you manifest. You're back to the self, and then you'll drop into another dream if you've now projected. Why? It's because everything that you've projected as God's source, it keeps manifesting. So you've projected all kinds of shit into the future. So maybe you should stop right now if you're still expecting and seeing bad things, and oh my gosh, they're this and they're doing, who's doing what. You're projecting it into your future. It's going to manifest, and it cannot leave until you start changing it, purifying, cleaning up the shadow. Because in the ultimate truth, there's only love, there's only light. The shadow is illusion. It is illusion. This is a shadow projected there. So you cannot change the world by fighting and by looking out there, because it's already manifest. But if you look at the reflection, and then you'll see what it's showing you. Oh, wow, okay. Control, yes. Corruption, yes. Oh, hang on. No, none of us are like that. Oh, we're innocent. We've got, if it's on a collective scale, it's being reflected back to you, it's because it's in the collective. There's how much corruption in the collective. This is in the collective. It's not just a few. There's mass incest and sexual abuse and manipulation of female, all kinds of things going on. Because why? So many people are doing it. You see? Once you clean all your rubbish up, guess what? You become an empty, transparent vessel, as they say, and that's the God source. That's it. Poof. You stop listening, and it disappears. And then what you are back as the God source, and this is your Garden of Eden. All that exists in is this beautiful nature, and it's beautiful. There's no negative, there's no drama, there's no any negative ETs anywhere. Those are manifestations of fears, of distortions which appear. They manifest. So that if you're fed enough into them, you're going to manifest these negative things. And for one that's been through all the shadow realms, I can tell you. Sorry. Rudolf Steiner explains all these things, and the Book of the Dead explains them, yes. And then all the negative. When you first wake up and you didn't listen to the bullshit out there, guess what? You're out in Astraling and you bumped into all these ETs and you were happy and everything's hi, no problem. And then you start listening to, because you've got lots of trauma and shadow, oh, these ETs, and you start seeing pictures of these negative ETs, and these ones are bad, and they're doing this, and they're trying to control us, and they're controlling the world. And then you're like, of course, guess what? Not knowing how powerful you are, and off you go. And when you're astrals, guess what you do? Guess who you're beaming out to, and guess what appears in front of you? Those exact ETs. And then you start battling with these negative ETs. You see? You're drawing it to you, manifesting. Okay, source says you want to fight? No problem, we'll bring them. And laughing, sorry. And off you go. Why? Where did those stories come from? Let me tell you where they came from. I listened to people, so-called people that weren't starting off, they weren't too big at the beginning, and spread these things on social media, and then they became big, and then everyone started believing them. Yeah, these and those, and this is what. But you see, you're giving your power away to somebody else. It didn't come from the divine. It didn't come from an angel. No one told you. And we actually, funny enough, when I got kind of tired of this after a while, and they did. All of them, I was shown. I had this whole experience actually with all of them, and they were. The body sheet was so-called taken away, and the astral, and guess what? All these ETs were around me, and they were all exactly the same. There's only one. They're all source. Everyone is source. It's only playing a role, because source, you saying, oh, I want that negative ET because, yeah, they are bad. I've got to, I'm going to fight them. So what is, source, they manifest, source, the same source manifests as that negative ET for you to fight. Oh, I'm an angel. I want to fight. I'm going to be for the light, and source will manifest. Bing, yeah, you can be an angel, no problem. You see, that's what you are. Yes. Yes. That's it. There's only one. That's it. No one else. There's no other one out there. There's only God. There's no son, there's no Sue, Mary, John, Joseph, nobody else. There's only the oneness, and it's everything. It's dream playing, and you will learn that if you start listening and working your way up. You will be shown that. So start your non-duality, your Christ consciousness with us. Follow them and start listening. It's not going to be easy in the beginning because you're way off frequency. You'll get there. Training it. Sit in their presence. You'll know it anyway. You feel that. That's why people flock to them. But it's going to push the shadow out of you, though. This is what the light is doing. It's pushing the shadow out. Those are resisting the light, and exactly their ego, their so-called fake persona. It's only a program of thoughts, is resisting the light. This is what it is. The more you are in resistance to the divine, the self, the light, the more fear, the more anger, the more you're fighting back. The resistance is coming from the illusionary self. It has no power. That's why it feels weak, powerless, and frightened, because it consists of nothing. It is emptiness. It's an illusionary character. That's why it has no power. But as the divine, the real power, when it's claimed, is that. Very good, thank you. So this is hopefully helping people, because so many people are caught in this trap and are angry, and exactly, they've built up so much momentum because they followed it, they haven't, and I know, many I know, people I know that have followed me for a while, they have not had their awakening. They are not connected to Source. You could see they're not listening either. They have not connected. They're not sitting there and really doing the work. They're not determined. So what are they doing? They're trying to meditate, but they're not connected. They're not doing the transcendental meditation. They are watching everybody else out there, and yeah, they are. They're doing this and they're doing that. They are so caught up in the illusion, in what is manifest, in the film in front of them, the story, the people. That's and who we've got to change it. That's how we change it. The same way, trying to put water on. It's not going to go away. Because they're not there where they understand you are literally, although there's many out there, Abraham Hicks, law of the, manifestation, and there's so many people out there that's saying your thoughts, Joe Dispenza, people are curing illness, but people are still, no, it's only that. They're not applying it to everything. The entire reality is that. Transcendental meditation, single-pointed focus. That's the best meditation. And that's what the Buddhas teach as well, what they do. Gurus, that's what it is. You focus on there was just one thing. I've explained it on my YouTube channel as well, how to do it. But that is it. Yeah, transcend the mind. Because the mind is only made up of stories. You see, when you see it, channel as well, how to do it. But that is it. Yeah, transcend the mind. Because the mind is only made up of stories. You see, when you see it, everyone's, so Joe here, my little character, let's say Joe, poof. All right, go drop into Joe's bubble and the world appears as the God source. There's nothing, and then you drop into Joe's bubble, boing, and there's the world, and you can see everything. All Joe's thoughts are there. Everything that Joe wants. That character wants this house, and he wants that, and he wants a wife, and they're literally, I'm not joking. There is no, you see, it's a grand show, a play. And you, as I said, it's heaven or hell. You are creating your own hell. This is the Garden of Eden. It's veiled by your illusions and your Maya, whatever you're projecting out there. You're not seeing it. The actual truth is just this garden. You're in paradise, this Garden of Eden, source. And this is beautiful. Yeah, you can walk in this and create and enjoy the magic and magnificence around you. It's veiled by all the shadow over centuries of darkness you've projected, and you are cleaning up all that shadow from your family, your ancestors. You need to transmute it. So if you want this so-called what you don't want to see outside, you need to stop focusing on it, first of all. Stop being angry, stop giving it energy, stop responding to them, how bad they are and how corrupt. Yes, yeah, we all know that. Sure, absolutely. But they're just reflecting you. That's it. There's corruption. There's all these kind of things held within the people. This is a reflection Everything that exists is a reflection. That's it. And if you want, as I say, it's so simple to get to the new earth. So simple. Because it exists already. As the Guru said, you're in paradise. As I say, you're in heaven already. But people don't see it. Why? Because they're only experiencing what's in their consciousness. Because that's how the movie works. So you cannot experience heaven on earth until you clean up the shite. And then it will fall away, and then the actual reality is revealed. There is, that you are the source, you are the divine. This is paradise. And bing, you can manifest instantly. You will be manifesting instantly then. Thank goodness you're just not aware of it. Oh dear. So yeah, this is what you're seeing. It's your shadows, your karma, your rubbish, your projections are being... Okay, so instead of getting cross about, forget about the outside. Stop feeding more of it into your mind. Because all you're doing is keep triggering. You see, it's like a cycle. It's like a loop you're in. Let's get angry and shout more, and then the more you watch it, the more angry you get, the more... You see, you're stuck on a hamster wheel. You are stuck on the hamster wheel of anger, frustration, excitement. Instead of releasing that energy, transmuting it, cleaning it up, and you're poof, and it'll be gone. That's why they say the human behavior, the cycle of suffering or pattern kept repeating itself. Because until you actually awaken to the divine self, you are in a hamster wheel. Because you are only following an illusionary mind consciousness pattern. And you're creating the same shit for yourself. And the same shit. And the same problem. Look at the history on the planet. But this is why they're not waking up. Because they are following other people who are telling them this is happening. That's happening. That's shadow. They're in their own shadow. Why do you think they're called light workers? Are they spreading darkness, fear, and shadow? No. You're following the shadow if they're telling you, oh, you got to watch out for that and this and that. You are following the shadow. You are in shadow. They are in the shadow. When they're spreading these stories of anything's got control over you, it is shadow. It is fear. It's illusion. It's distortion. Nobody and nothing has control over you. But you are willing, as the one, that's you, that's all of you, you can create that which you are. And that's why I'm making this video, to explain to you why you are creating your own suffering. There we are. Nothing. They make you angry, it's not about them, it's about you. That's the problem. You see, best way to handle someone to make you angry is understand it's a mirror. They are playing a character to trigger what's unhealed in you. It's reflecting to you. Hey, the problem is not with them. What you're angry about, what you heard about is you. You have that problem. You have that anger. And if you listen to those videos, it explains everything. And then you will start easily working your way through it without suffering. But also, if you do not start communicating with the divine wake-up, your suffering is not going to end. Because you are not then listening, you're not getting the divine guidance and the divine help. They're also allowing the light in. Once you allow the light in, which is the divine self, you open that portal, the light comes in. The light will guide you. And you will not be hitting your head against a brick wall anymore and suffering. It shows you the higher way. You see, this is a difference. All of those that are fighting and projecting out there have not allowed the light in. They have not connected with Source. Because if they're connecting with Source, poof, it's taken away. And you will start being shown, and it'll start cleaning up all your karma and your samskaras and your things. You see, they want to blame still. They're blaming everybody else. When you sit on the thing and you now really ask, and your intent is to start your forgiveness, start working on the self and ask the divine. You know how much help there is now, because this is the Great Awakening. This is what the one is trying to do. And it doesn't matter how much you're going to suffer, because remember, you as illusionary character don't exist. So if you die, it's no problem to the divine, because it just manifests another form, because there is no you that's going to die, you understand? So this is why people are dying is not an issue. You can suffer, you can do what you want, you can create as much shit as you want here, as this so-called illusionary character, because there is no one that's suffering, you see. So the divine won't stop you. You can go off a deep end because you are that one. It's a lesson you can learn. You can create tyranny, the world, There's many versions of Earth that do destroy themselves. You can do whatever you want because it's an illusion. Because there's no one that actually dies. That person doesn't exist. That's an illusionary character. You understand? So it's really important that you wake up now. You do what you can, and there's many ways. You ask for assistance, guidance. If you really mean it, you ask, it will be given. Not just, oh, well, yeah, give me answers, you know. See, you must disappear. This ego, this character, take a back seat. Humble yourself. Ask the divine in. There's angels, people, help. There's courses, there's this, there's meditations, there's psychic courses. You can start making your connection. Then the truth starts coming in. Because you are allowing the light in. That's it. Simple. And it will start healing you, start showing you, start working. And your hamster wheel, your suffering comes to an end. And that's what those videos were drawn. The one is end all your suffering. If you go to my YouTube channel, there's a video there. Exactly. End all your suffering. Because this is what the whole karmic cycle has been about on earth. Unless you wake up, it does not end. Because you are carrying on strapped in the illusion of your own mind, of your own suffering. You are creating your own suffering. It's your mind doing it. Your mind doesn't exist. You've got to wake up to the real one. You see? And that's a process. You start. So this thing about conspiracy fact, yeah, you'll get it. Sure you can. You can create whatever you bloody want. This illusionary character, you can kill yourself, you can create tyranny, you can create the world destruction.